So, music theory, do you need it? No, but it can help a lot. So today I'm going to show you all of the music theory about chords that you're going to need to know to bring this into that. And then maybe finally this. If you enjoy this video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe and bell notification button so you get notified when I release more videos like this. I also stream over on Mixer on Mondays, Wednesdays and Saturdays, so if you have any more questions, any more detail you want, that's the place to go. Links down below. Alright, let's get into it. I'm 93 Acres and here are some things I wish I knew when I started making music. Chords. Who likes chords? For the sake of simplicity, I'm going to start in the key of C major. So what is C major? C major is 8 notes between C and C up an octave higher. Scale of C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Great, so we're hitting 8 notes. 2 of them are Cs, 7 different notes if you will. Cool, 7 notes, okay? And we're going to start with C major because there are no sharps or flats. C, D, E, F, G, A, B are all the chords we need from that scale. So let's start off with C. What we're going to do is for each note, we're going to play 3 notes, which is also known as a triad. So the first, the third note, and a 5th note. So you're going to skip a note in between. We have a C, an E, and a G. That's our triad of C major. In the key of C, there's our chord of 1. Chord of 2, what do we do? If we look there, so now we're moving up to D, 1 note higher than C. What do? We skip a note, we skip E, we play F, skip a note, play A. There's our 3 notes in the key of C major, our chord of 2, which is always minor. D minor in this case. Chord of 3, we move everything up 1 from D to E. Chord of 3 is always minor, it's E minor. Here we go. Chord of 3, our third chord of the scale. Can you guess what number 4 is? Let's see if you got this right. F, A, C. Play F, skip G, A is the next note, skip B, C is your next note. Great. All white keys because in the key of C major, we only play the white keys. F major is the chord of 4, chord of 5 is G. The major chords are 1, 4 and 5. The chord of 1, the chord of 4, the chord of 5 are always major. G major, G, B, D. Chord of 6, always minor. In this case, it's A minor. A, skip B, C, skip D, E. Chord of 6. Last chord is a very interesting one, the 7. Chord of 7. Very rarely used in pop music, but it can be very interesting. It's called a diminished chord. In this case, we have B, D, F. Sounds very odd, doesn't it? Diminished chords have a flattened third and a flattened 5th. So now we have 7 chords of our scale of C major or key of C major. So the key of C major, 7 chords. Here we go. We've got C, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, and what was the last one? B diminished. And we'll probably leave that one out for today. But it's very useful, especially in classical music. Resolving to the tonic. Very classical sounding. Diminished to the tonic chord. Sweet. Okay, cool. So those are our 7 chords of C major. This piece is going to be diatonic, meaning we're only going to use those 7 chords. We're going to stay in the key of C major. So now let's write some music with these chords. So chord progressions. Most commonly, we will have 4 chords in a progression. We could have C to G, to A minor, to F. Great. Okay, so Alex has shouted out a 4 chord progression of 1, 4, 5, 6 to us. Let's see how that sounds. 1, what's the chord of 1? C. Chord of 4, F, because it's the 4th note of the scale of C major. Next is G, it's going to be another major. And the chord of 6 is A. 6 is always minor. Cool, it's pretty nice. And BPM, nice round number, 100 sounds lovely. So I'm going to play those 4 chords in. C, F, G, A. And just to simplify things, we're going to make just the triad. C, E, G for C. F is F, A, C. G, G, B, D, A, A, C, E. Great, so here we go. Let's record that in. Better give myself a count in. Okay, let's listen to that. So what's interesting about this, the chords are rising up the whole way, so there's going to be a sort of build feel to this. Now, how do we write these into a beat? First off, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take the bass note, I'm going to duplicate this piano really quickly, we're going to delete the top notes, and then we're going to make them all the same length. So here's our bass note right now. Cool, so that's the bass note, the root of each of our chords. So let's put that down an octave by using Shift Option down. Let's play with the piano. Now, that sounds extremely basic because we're playing triads. Triads sound very basic. What could we do? We could make inversions out of them. Okay, what are inversions? Let's just take C major for a second. So our 3 notes of C, this is just a tonic triad, C, E, and G. To make it the first inversion, what we do is we take the lowest note of the triad and we pop it up an octave. So grab C, pop that up an octave. All of a sudden, we have the first inversion of C major. C, C. Sounds slightly more interesting. Now, let's make all these chords first inversions and let's see how it sounds. So what else can we do? We can use second inversions. Second inversions, just like the first inversions, where we flip notes up the octave. First inversion, we flip the bottom note up an octave. Second inversions, we flip the second one up as well, but we keep the third one where it was. Root inversion, C, E, G. First inversion, E, G, C. Second inversion, G, C, E. Great. And with a mixture of all three, that's when we really hit the good spot, or I should say sweet spot. So let's move these notes around to try and see if we can make them work. So let's actually grab a bass. Let's see if I can change this. So another thing I want to talk about is we can change our bass notes. What about changing some of these notes? What about making the C to either an E or a G? What about an E? It's still in the chord progression, so let's have a listen. Already sounds better. There's a bit more to it. What I'm thinking, let's change this third one, G, so we can change it to a B or a D. I'm thinking, let's bring it down to a D. Cool, we've messed around with it. I'm not a fan of it. Let's just go back to this strong rising pattern, okay? Can we throw these chords down an octave? Cool, bit more interesting. So that's pretty much all the notes done. Now let's put it a bit more rhythmically interesting. So let's start with the bass first. Let's record in the bass some rhythm, okay? So here we go, I'll delete that and let's record in some bass. Let's use an 808, I think they'll sound way better. Definitely interesting. This piano's really annoying me. I'm not a big fan of it. Cool. Now we've changed our piano. Let's hit some different notes. So I'm hearing a da-da-dum. Ba-dum. And let's copy the da-dum-ba. Maybe let's duplicate these, and we'll change them each time. I like the bass. The bass is doing its job. Flip him down the octave. And then maybe here. Maybe hit another one of these guys here as well. Cool, so we're just adding extra melody notes in the whole time. Have these as like 3 chords, and maybe sixths are pretty nice. So we'll copy the rhythm, but we'll have these in 6 and just the last thing. Cool, we can give these a little bit more oomph on the bam, ba-dum, bam, ba-dum. I feel like I'm tempted to throw in a C here as well. Is it too much? What isn't? Cool. Great, so we can make some of these important notes we want to be a bit louder as standout melody notes. Throw the velocity up a few numbers, because sweet. So dun, da, dum. I like these ones, it'll be a little bit louder. Dun, da, 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 da. Da-dum, da-dum. Cool, draw them up a bit. Da-dum. Cool, this note is kind of annoying me a little bit, so I'm actually going to leave it in. We'll bring the velocity way down. Also, some of the notes are hitting too hard, and it's just like, oh, that's not quite lovely. Because this is going to be sitting underneath the vocal. Cool, I want that G to blast out. So I can turn it up a little bit and turn the others down just a tiny bit. Cool, sweet. Okay, hopefully that struck a chord with you. Chord with you. If you did enjoy this video, or maybe even learned something, feel free to hit the like, subscribe and bell notification button so you can see more videos like this. I added a few new things to the beat and I'll play it here now in the outro. I'm 93acres and those are some things I wish I knew when I started making music. Best of luck with the beat making. Cheers.